Hi friends! We did a last minute Costco haul. January 1st is tomorrow and it starts the January Pantry Challenge. So come on into my kitchen and look at the things that we had to stock up on before the challenge started. It's really counterintuitive or cheating or whatever you want to say to stock up your pantry before you do a no shopping pantry challenge, but we needed some things. Come on down to the countertop and I'll show you. We're completely out of paper towel. We don't use a whole lot of them, but we didn't have any left. So that's one of the things we picked up. After having a house full of guests for 5 or 6 days, we also needed some bathroom tissue. And Costco's got great bathroom tissue for a decent price. So there you go. 2 things right out of the way. The same as anybody else. We like what we like. We tend to eat by habit, and we tend to eat the same thing over and over, especially if it's super easy to do. So here's the things that we bought that we eat almost daily on this homestead. Dan really loves blueberries in yogurt as his dessert after dinner, and he's had a dietitian tell him, go ahead, that's a good choice of treats. So instead of having pies and cakes and cookies, he'll have blueberries and yogurt. So we bought 2 bags of blueberries. Hopefully that'll last us till the end of February, but I really doubt it. Dan also loves to eat ramen. He'll take my broth from the pantry, he'll take some frozen vegetables and some frozen wontons and put it with his noodles, and then he's got a low salt, high vegetable ramen. So he does that almost daily for lunch. He'll do that 5 days a week for lunch. So will this last till February? 2 packages of wontons and a package of frozen vegetables? Probably not, but it's a good start. My weakness, my go-to, is daily banana mango smoothies for breakfast. So I've got 2 bags of mangoes here, and I use equivalent to about half a mango daily. This will probably last almost to the end of February, but I will need to buy bananas. I don't have any in the house right now, and that's part of my fresh fruit and dairy allowance that I'm allowing for the January Pantry Challenge. Remember to stop by at 3 Rivers Homestead and check out her playlist, and she's the one who originated the January Pantry Challenge, and you can find the hashtag 3 Rivers Challenge, and it'll lead you to all kinds of other creators who are sharing part of this challenge. So mangoes, blueberries, frozen vegetables, and frozen wontons. And then to top that off, we buy this broccoli. We go through this broccoli pretty quickly. There are 4 steamer bags in here, but we only use about half of one at a time. So that will be 8 meal portions for us. And over the course of 2 months, that'll be gone. But it's a start. Even though we're on a homestead, we don't have a large chest freezer, and we certainly don't have 3 or 4 of them, and we don't have an upright freezer. What we have is a fridge with the drawer and the freezer in the bottom, and then we have a standard refrigerator with the freezer in the top, and an apartment size 7 cubic feet apartment size chest freezer. These things don't hold a whole lot, and they need to be replenished more often. Than we could not buy a side of beef or a side of pork, half a pork, half a cow. We just don't have the space for it. We're not raising our own meat except for a few roosters this past summer, and the rest of it is all purchased, or we've got some pork from our neighbors. That means we have to replenish our meat supply more often. We just had guests, as I mentioned earlier, we just had a house full of guests, and we go through some meat when they're here. So, because it's not all just one turkey feast, right? There are days before the feast, and then there is turkey leftovers for a few days. Let's go through the meat that I purchased at Costco today. Because our Costco is 45 minutes away from us, we use freezer bags or pizza bags. If we're going to get a takeout pizza, we use a pizza bag. If we're picking up frozen things like ice cream, we need bags to bring anything home. Our closest grocery store is 25 or 30 minutes away, so we would always need to keep things stable temperatures, whether it's keeping things warm or keeping things cold. The insulated bags work great for that. It never fails. We go and the ground beef is not the greatest price I've ever seen, but we can get a lot of it all at once in one trip, and it saves us going into another store and doing that spontaneous shopping. If I went into a grocery store to just get ground beef, I would probably spend an extra $30 on impulse purchases. So by getting it at Costco while we're there, it saves me by not purchasing the other things. It balances out in the end with one shop. So we've got 2 large packs of ground beef. They're both about 6 pounds each, 3 kilos each. And the recipes I can make with that is quite varied and abundant. And then if you look at my videos, you'll see where I cut down a pork loin roast. I'll put a card above so you can click on that, and I'll put a link in the description below how I turn this $30 roast into 10 meals. And then we like chicken breast and chicken thighs. We tend to go for boneless. And this one was another $30 purchase. That's almost 2 kilos, so almost probably 5 pounds of chicken thighs. It's New Year's Eve. We will be having chicken tacos from Costco for our dinner tonight, and our little snack before as the evening goes on. We'll have a games night and we'll do some things. So for $17, $18, we have our food for 3 people for the evening. Tomorrow we're traveling to Quebec for a family gathering, and we were asked to bring a salad, so we just grabbed a Caesar salad and some shrimp to go with us for that. And just to round off the last of the fresh goods, we bought some Brussels sprouts because we just love them, and a fresh vegetable platter because it's great to throw into that ramen that Dan's making. It'll be great for snacking on this evening for the New Year's Eve, and it's nice to have them in the fridge just to have something to grab. We don't do that all the time. We picked up some of this Buffalo Blue salad kit, and it's got blue cheese and Buffalo Ranch dressing. Dan loves to be able to grab a salad. That will be a day that he doesn't have ramen. He'll just have a whole salad for lunch. The probiotic yogurt from Kirkland's. This is a really, really good price. This is a 24 pack, and it's less than $10. Dan eats a lot of yogurt, so why not go with something that's tasty and low cost and good for you too. And that's it for the fresh goods. We're almost done. Just hang with me for a few more minutes and we'll do the dry goods. Okay, now for the last of it. I've been making homemade granola, and I love having the pecans, whatever you want to call them, pecans. I love putting these nuts in my granola, so I wanted to have some of those on hand. The recipe also calls for brown sugar, and that's an option. My friends are making brown sugar from molasses and organic cane sugar. I haven't got to that stage yet. It's something I need to experiment with. But this was only $4, so I just grabbed it. I have a lot of baking planned for the upcoming 2 months to use up some of that stuff out of my baking pantry, so the brown sugar will go a long way with that. I can drink regular cow's milk, but it's not shelf stable, and if I go off drinking it for a while, I don't want to waste any in the fridge. This can sit on the shelf for months. The date on this is until November, and it is almond milk. I get the original flavor so that I can add vanilla if I like, or I can use it in my mashed potatoes if I like, or I can add it to my smoothies without adding any extra sugars. And I do use that in my smoothies in the morning. A case of black beans. We use black beans quite a lot. I haven't really mastered canning them yet. I have done it once and they turned out kind of mushy, so I need to work on that. That might end up being a video coming up soon too. Maple syrup. I like to use this instead of sugar in my coffee. Maybe it's a little excessive, but I really do enjoy that. I don't drink coffee very often, so this is a great treat to have when I do enjoy it. And I use that in my granola as well. Caesar salad dressing to go with all the salads we're planning on eating in the upcoming months, because we could all use to lose a little weight after the holiday and feasting. Uh-oh, sriracha. Dan was out of hot sauce. He had to buy some more. The organic dried mangoes. We enjoy these instead of jujubes, and they have no artificial color, no artificial flavor, and no sulfites, so they don't give me a migraine. The colors may be a little off compared to some preservative covered mangoes, but these are delicious, and I can't eat the other ones, so this is the way we go. And then of course I always love to get this bargain. This is 1.36 kilos of McCafe coffee. In the regular grocery stores, you're getting 900 grams for $24.99. This was $23.99, and it is much larger than the others. I think it's a third larger than the others are. So, yes, please. And we made a spontaneous purchase that wasn't groceries, wasn't food. We bought these 2 water bottles. This was $19.99 for the set. They had some that were a light purple and a lighter blue, but I'm not buying them just for me. I bought this for Dan and I each to have one. So this works. This is 1.89 liters each. What they call that? 64 ounces. And they've got the graduated times on them so that you can remind yourself through the day to drink plenty of water. Water is something that we both need to improve our habits on, so this is good. If you're buying a 750 ml water bottle, that's going to be $12 or more just for that. So to get this for $19.99, I thought that was a great price. All right, I'm going to have some water for the rest of the day. It even has a locking mechanism on the lid so that it's not going to open by accident. BPA free, top rack dishwasher safe, easy grip handle. I think I'm in love. Yep, that'll do it. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I will see you next time. See you next year.